And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our deciding game number 3 between Mouz Sports and Na'Vi, brought to you by Beyond the Summit. This is the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League, sponsored by Logitech G-Series, Western Digital, and of course Inno3D. So a huge thanks and a round of applause, please, for our sponsors for the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League. Great to see some fresh faces on the scene in the Dota 2 sponsor arena, and hope to see more of them in the future. But right now, it's all about Na'Vi versus Mouz, and it's all about Group A of Phase 2. Currently, Na'Vi and Mouz fighting it out. The winner of this game will be first place in the group and will advance as one of the top 4 seeds into our double elimination bracket for Phase 3. The playoffs, the final phase of this event. The loser, not even guaranteed to advance, will drop down and will have to play the winner of Arctic versus 4FC for the right to do so. And with all that being said, I'm LD. I'm joined here by Merlini, who's graciously lending us his time and energy to the cast. Merlini, we're going to see more Phantom Lancer, and we're going to see it again for Mouz Sports. But this time, the Mag on the side of Na'Vi.
Oh boy. Yep, they'll have some cleave this time at least to deal with it.
Still giving this hero away. I think Na'Vi are just...
Lancer.
For Na'Vi, it's like, we're going to beat it, damn it. We're going to beat the Phantom Lancer. We don't want to ban it. We want to beat it. Let's see if they can.
And Mouz picks up Nyx as well as Furion as their first 2 picks. So Furion is usually seen in the first phase if they are going to pick up, but not usually in the first 2 picks from the team. So curious pick by Mouz Sports.
Yeah, a little bit interesting from them. I mean, obviously it suggests that they would love to just spread the map with the Prophet Nyx, find some kills, and create space for the PL. That's sort of the ideal way this lineup develops, but it's a kind of a greedy draft in some ways. Is Prophet, as far as those off-lane solos go, or even that jungle hero, doesn't offer you any kind of control or teamfight presence. His only contribution is basically spreading the map, so hopefully Na'Vi can't 5-man right down your throats. But if he can do that fast enough remains to be seen. And Na'Vi banning out a counter here to the Lifestealer and the Beastmaster, as well as some good counter-pushing supports in the Leshrac and the Lina, and then they go back for the Rubik.
Yeah, Mouz is very lacking on early game right now, and they are definitely scared of being pressured very heavily in the first 10 minutes of the game by Na'Vi. So Undying ban, which we saw last game, or we saw Undying last game, so they chose to ban him out this time. And Chen Enchantress, Puppy's very good with those 2 heroes, and those can make PL's first 10 minutes just very, very difficult, especially when you have a Prophet, Nature's Prophet. They're still lacking in the early game, so Shadow Demon, very necessary pickup by them.
I don't think there's any way Mouz would have won that last game without an amazing teamfight control ability like RP. I don't think there's any way they could have taken that game if you replace that mag with, I don't know, something else, something that's like a decent laner but not a great off. You know, maybe even like a Queen of Pain for them. I don't think that would have mattered. They need some lockdown, at least another regular stun, and I don't know where they're gonna find it. The Lina, the Leshrac were banned. Na'Vi saw they needed supports. They anticipated a solo mid Nyx. And what is really left for Mouz at this point? Like, if you're in Mouse's shoes, what do you pick?
I mean, they just need some more early game control. Stuns, silences, some damage to follow with Shadow Demon, but just something to protect them. They can't pick any more late game at this point just because Nature's Prophet doesn't have anything to offer very early, and neither does Phantom Lancer. So they're going to be losing their lanes most certainly, I'd say, just judging on the lineup so far, especially if Kuro proves to be as effective as roaming with Rubik as he has been.
Yeah, and the mid lane, Na'Vi's gone back to the Dendi Queen of Pain in this game. That's something else worth mentioning is they had the Nature's Prophet last game. Dendi actually died or got first blooded in his lane, although there was a first blood narrowly missed in the bottom lane thanks to a clutch deny that would have gone to Mouz anyway earlier, and Na'Vi missed one of their own. But the point is that Dendi kind of struggled in his lane. They give him more of a signature Dendi hero this game, the Queen of Pain, someone who can just crush the lane and snowball. And even for a hero like Nyx, I mean, Nyx is always going to be decent against these squishy ranged intelligence heroes, but I'd rather be a Queen of Pain than a Prophet in that matchup, that's for sure.
And last pickup is Sand King. I really like Sand King as a hero. He has very good survivability, unlike many other support stunners, and he's just an awesome hero. Huge team fight potential, and also very good with the Epicenter and RP combo.
And it's the Alchemist support again for Mouz Sports, so we're going to see a Shadow Demon Alchemist combo. Now, I like this better than what we saw in Game 1 from them, because in Game 1 it was a Rubik Alchemist combo, and the Shadow Demon Alchemist is way stronger once you get a point in Soul Catcher. So much easier to find kills. Something that Na'Vi may use to try and go for some smoke gank, or Mouz may use to try and smoke gank Na'Vi, is these 2 heroes. Already a smoke picked up on Otzi. This is the combo they've had the most success with when they run the Alchemist. Can they make it work this game? I'm not sure, but let's find out. Guys, this is game 3 of Mouz versus Navi. The winner of this goes straight into the round of 8, into the playoffs. They'll be very close to beating the money at that, as they will be a 1 seed of the 4 groups, so guaranteed to be in the top 4 seeds. With that being said, on the side of Mouz Sports, Otzi going to be playing, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I've been saying Otzi, I'm going to stick with it. He's on the Shadow Demon. Black on the Phantom Lancer. Towards the middle lane, we'll have Koikfa handling the Nyx Assassin. Pos going to be juggling off the bat. A lot of clarities on him. He'll be handling our Nature's Prophet. And then Alchemist hanging out mid for the moment. Oh, Navi's in the jungle. Navi's on the hunt. But yeah, we'll be Alex playing that Alchemist. Has placed an early ward.
30 seconds to battle.
So, oh, actually Pos is heading to the lane. Okay, I thought he was jungling because all I saw was clarities, but in the end buys a bunch of other items. So, just a lot of wards from Alex. Really worried about the early ganks on this solo mid Koikfa, it looks like.
And on the side of Radiant, we have Puppy on Sand King, Havost on Lifestealer, which he plays very often, as well as Dendi on Queen of Pain, Kuroki on Rubik, also one of his signature heroes, and Funnick on the Magnus.
Yeah, Kuroki on that Rubik, Funnick on the Magnus. So Funnick, oh, went for the little skewer there. You can't skewer on that up onto that cliff unless it's like the perfect. I think I actually saw a Reddit post where apparently you can, but it's got to be like literally the perfect angle now, whereas it used to be like any angle would do for things like telekinesis lift or vacuum. So in any case, goes for the skewer there, knocking him out so much, laughing to himself. But what do you make of this mid matchup? They've pulled Dendi again. He's got the Null Talisman, as well as 2 sets of regen. But he's up against a Nyx Assassin, the somewhat more difficult opponent than the Magnus. How do you think he'll fare?
Thought you had that.
So this matchup is, I mean, Queen of Pain's strength is that she can just absolutely crush the side lanes, and she has very good rune control, but if she's constantly out of mana, that threat is no longer there, so you don't really have to worry about the Queen of Pain. And farm's going to be about pretty even, and Dendi should have the upper hand just because Queen of Pain range, the Shadow Striker has, but it's very nice to be able to shut down the Queen of Pain early from wreaking a lot of havoc on your team.
It's actually kind of insane. Literally, we're a minute into the lane, and there's no mana lift, but there will be a lift now from Kuroki coming in. There's no Shadow Strike mana, there is a blink, but they're not going to be able to find this kill. It shows you how strong the Nyx is in lane. When he's up against one of the best 1v1 heroes in the Queen of Pain, and they even feel like they need to send Rubik in after pulling their Queen of Pain, just to, I mean, maybe they thought they could get a first blood, but in the end, just to give Dendi a little bit of support in the laning stage. It's respect to the hero and to the player.
Yeah, Koikfa only has one last hit, though. He really needs to try and get his bottle up, and constant right clicks from Dendi is making that very difficult for him.
Yeah, he has opted to take a point in Carapace, but not able to use the Carapace there when Dendi Shadow Strikes him, and now he'll use it, but it's only for a regular auto attack, doesn't really do a whole lot. So Dendi, off the bat, off to a really strong start. 6 and 8. Wait, 6 and 8. So, that's every creep, right? That's 8 denies?
I believe so.
This is the 3rd wave. Yeah, Dendi has literally denied every single creep in the first 2 waves. Well, no bottle. Koikfa's still going to have his bottle because he's rushing it. Oh, man. You can't ask for a worse start. 11. He missed a deny. Shame on you, Dendi. Shame on you. That is a disgusting start.
Supports from Mouz have actually dewarded this, so Fury will get a little bit of farm, but Havost just farming away bottom lane with that easy quelling blade. Looks like he probably will rush Midas. He didn't spend all of his money at the start. Yeah,
it feels like a better game for Midas, because, like you said, in the first game, they needed him involved early. They'll go in mid again. I think this time they might be able to get Koikfa, just because he's farther away from his tower. Yeah, this could be our first blood. And Dendi, we'll see a courier, but it's just out of range. He won't go. First blood for Dendi, and now let the snowballing begin. Queen of Pain with first blood, has her bottle, should have her boots coming as well. Even for Nyx, the lane is very hard now, and for Mouz, they have the Shadow Demon Alchemist not leaving the lane just yet. We've seen Kuroki poking his head through here twice. Haven't really seen any involvement whatsoever from the supports of Mouz, and right as I say that, on clockwork, they're going to go head mid. But I think it's too late to kill Dendi. He's level 4, and he's got boots. This will not be an easy kill. Well, he should have boots. Hasn't bought them yet.
Yeah, not at all. Especially with him bottle crowing, he will still have enough mana to blink after the mana burn.
Yeah, definitely. And at that, if they chain it properly, they might be able to kill him, but it's going to be hard. They'll need to start with a disruption here, follow it up with the Impale, then you want to send out your Alchemist stun. Unfortunately, the Impale is too late. Now Alex just looking kind of silly, stunning himself. Possibly even TP, and this is such a waste of time. Really should have canceled that, and Dendi may even turn around and have a little fun. No, he'll back off. But yeah, they had to just get the Impale off a little bit sooner, and even then, I don't know if it would have been enough.
With Fear on TPing in, Probably, but still, huge waste of time from Mouse. Just a little bit of lack of coordination there.
Yeah, I mean, the Fury and TPing as well, the Prophet, just that really makes it a waste of time. But the good news is Black is farming. The concern, of course, is Na'Vi have so many stuns and so much mobility in the fights, especially since Funnick's getting safe lane farm, that come mid-game, I don't feel like the PL is going to be nearly as safe as he was last time around. Last time around, he had the Mag on his team. This time, there's plenty of stuns on Na'Vi to bring him down, and that's something that they kind of lacked with an Undying as one of their supports last game.
Yeah, and Mouse doesn't have any sort of like counter initiate. I mean, they have Impale from Nyx, but they don't have any like game changing ultimates like Black Hole, RP, Ravage, anything like that. Whereas they're all on the side of Na'Vi, like a big Sonic Wave from Dendi, or big RP, or big Epicenter, Burrow Strike. Those can change the tide much easier than any of the spells on Mouse.
So the solution for Mouse, I suppose, is try and find some kills here with the Shadow Demon Alchemist combo. At least push the towers, and do whatever you can to spread the map so you don't have to take direct fights. Of course, that's going to be delayed a bit, because Prophet, well, he's not going to have a really fast Midas this game. Failed on that gank. Wasted time that he could have spent farming. Koikfa, wow, 1 mana burn. And Dendi screams, and Dendi out of mana. But now he'll Shadow Strike anyway. Koikfa, he's having an okay time. He wasn't able to secure the regen room, which is really big for him, because it means, I mean, he can at least stay in the lane for a little bit. So we see
T1 under pressure on top. They may take an early tower.
Yeah, Funnick's up to 1,200 gold. He's getting close and closer to some big initiation item if he wants. So I imagine we'll just see the Arcane Boots. Boots picked up now. Pretty much already has his Arcane Boots. And there is a free farm peel on the other side. Tower, Black narrowly missing the last hit, but still a tier 1 goes down unchecked. And on the side of Na'Vi, they're content to give this first tower away, because they're getting the trades elsewhere. They're jungling a Lifestealer. The Sandcade's been pulling and then roaming. Kuroki's jungling. They have 3 heroes using their jungle. And despite the tower going down, they're still leading in terms of gold, and in terms of experience, it's a heavy, heavy lead. So it just shows you how efficient they're being with their jungle play.
Yep, and Kiro has been very effective in his row mid. Shutting down the Nyx for the first few levels was definitely very important.
Yeah, had he not done that, I feel like Koikfa gets his bottle and then just mana burns Dendi to the point where Dendi's never going to find a kill. But instead, Dendi can at least be a little more aggressive. Speaking of Dendi, constantly bottle crowing. He'll need to do that pretty much all game, at least until the laning stage ends. But Puppey is an invis rune now, so with this fresh bottle, might be able to set up a kill. Koikfa, not level 6 yet. He's close, though. He'll check that top rune. Rune was already picked up. Invis by Puppey, duh. Just so customary. I'm like, oh, it's 6 minutes. Let's go see where the rune is. Derp. Well, anyway, Dendi, he's got his ultimate as well. Puppey, the Invis wearing off soon. And Koikfa showing some good map sense here. He's going to back off, but may die with this next wave. No, Invis will wear off, so he'll be okay.
Yeah, he's very close to 6 as well.
Yeah, not a good time to die if you're Nyx, but he's going to dodge that bullet. And there are some kills available on Navi's side. I feel like not the easiest kills, because Sandkane's got boots, and he's got Burrow Strike, so he's got some maneuverability. Lifestealer obviously hard to kill. Queen of Pain hard to kill. It's mainly going to be Kuroki who will be the ideal target.
Yep, and it looks like Mouse has set up wards to try and protect this PL, both going in the top lane.
It's a big investment just to try and keep Black safe, and he is farming freely up to 3,800 gold, 2.4k in the bank. Last game, they actually contested him. This game, they're not. They're saying, we're going to contest you by trading and fighting you later on. We'll gank you a lot. I assume they'll gank him a lot. They haven't done it yet, but just Havos with the early Midas. And Dendi farming the jungle, farming mid. Funnick free farming bottom. Maybe they're going to wait for that Blink Dagger on Funnick, or say a level 7 on Puppey Sandcane before they go, but for the time being, Na'Vi is content to trade with a Jungle Prophet, as well as a free farm PL.
Yep, and XP and Goldgrass both in favor of Na'Vi, although not too much. And let's look at the supports. Kuroki almost level 6, Puppey also almost level 6. And for Mouse, they're looking a little bit under-leveled, probably due to the failed smoke gank mid. Alex sitting at level 4, and Atzi only at level 3.
Yeah, actually pretty badly under-leveled, to be totally honest. I mean, level 5... The thing is, it's because the Lifestealer is an efficient jungler, whereas these heroes can only pull. So Havos has just been farming freely, and now he's got his Midas, and that's allowed them to give a lane to Puppey. So Puppey's been getting lane farm. He will eat a Lance top lane, but that's too far to dive him. Be okay. And so they've had 3 heroes in lanes. They've had Kuroki as the one who's pulling, and then Puppey's actually been getting a lane for a decent part of this game, and Now Havos just permanently jungling. Havos going in mid, looking for Koikfa. There has been a dust deployed onto him, and Dendy with a Blink Scream could look to kill him off. It does hit invisible units, but he's got to find the angle, and it's not enough damage in the end, so the gank will fail. And now even looking for a turnaround, maybe? Uh-oh, Vendetta almost wearing off. Yeah, no way to kill Dendy here. It's Havos who might be in trouble. He runs right into 4 heroes. Typical Havos. Find yourself in the middle of the enemy team. Probably kill them all anyway. But he's fighting his way out. Can he actually kill off Alex? The defensive sprout there, keeping Alex alive. In the end, Havos will overextend, and he dies. Now Dendy jumps in. One at a time, Na'Vi are coming into these fights. Feels like it's not really the ideal scenario. They will back off. Well, Havos also even died when his Midas was on cooldown, so decent economic damage done to him.
And Black opts for early drums this game, and ooh, is he gonna get RP?
Yeah, skewer him back in. The shockwave is here as well. Need to hit that, and we'll probably need one more hit. They can't get it. Black's gonna live. Dendy even misses on the scream. The dust even... They're painting. They know where he is. He's gonna tango his way into the... Oh, wait, no, sorry. That was the dire ping. They don't know where he is. Black is hiding. He's made it inside the trees. He might die to that one more scream. He's going to be found and picked off. Oh, what a masterful dodge that was. Just barely out of the AoE of the scream and then able to sneak his way into the trees, but in the end... Dendy shows some persistence, and he's rewarded with a kill. Meanwhile, middle lane, Koikfa going for a kill in Kuroki, but Telekinesis showing its power against Nyx. If that's any other support stun, pretty much, he dies. But able to live and seals that Spike Carapace, thanks to Telekinesis not actually doing any damage. One of the few times you're happy a spell doesn't do damage.
Yeah, I'm very curious as to why he chose to Spike Carapace instead of Mana Burn. Mana Burn would have just finished Kuroki off for the kill.
Oh, jeez. I didn't even realize he had it off cooldown. Now the Carapace will be used, but still, Koikfa going to take that slow. The Burrow Strike comes through. Epicenter being channeled, immediately disrupted. No Epicenter for you, Puppy, but here comes the Mouz. Koikfa in trouble. Now the Infest back out. Na'Vi finding some good engagements here through the mid-game, and Puppy now Sentry. Now taking some significant damage, but a Skewer to drive Alex away. Now the turnaround comes from Havos, who should have an Open Wounds. Actually, it's only level 1 Open Wounds, but he does have Rage. Can he dive this? Would be a little bit risky. Kuroki coming in one by one. Na'Vi coming in. Havos going to charge in with the Rage. No, he's one auto attack away, and now Sprouted almost killed off a tower. A quick reaction on the Quelling Blade allows him to escape. Wow. But Black is finding some space. Black is finding some time. He did die top earlier, but still our lead farmer, and that's against a Midas Lifestealer.
Yep, only 5 kills and 11 minutes in the game. They're, again, choosing to play the farm game. Funnick very close to his Blink Dagger, 500 away. And Puppy is getting some pretty good farm, too. Here he has Arcane Boots, even as the support Saiyan King.
You know, we talked a lot about sort of the late game presence. Oh, Kuroki, there's your Carapace once. Oh, no, there's your RP. It was a Kuroki Carapace, actually, that stunned Koikfa. I was so confused for a second there, but yeah, the Kuroki Carapace sets up the kill. And you gotta say for Koikfa, what are you doing diving the tower like that? Pretty low chance of success, but he forces it, he pays. And now Black gonna continue farming that top lane. I think he's picked up most of his Diffusal Blade. No, just an Blade of Alacrity. So yeah, Death actually sent him back a decent amount. And sitting at about 5k net worth, so still our lead farmer. But Na'Vi have a lot of AoE this game. Between the Magnus Cleave, which can go on the Lifestealer, Epicenter, Burrow Strike, Scream of Pain, create a Pain Ultimate, Rubik Fade Bolt, whatever he can steal as well, maybe even Acid Spray. I feel like they can deal with the illusions until ultra late game, and even then they still might be okay with an Empowered Lifestealer, so I think it's a decent game for them to take it late, especially with this kind of a start.
Yep, I agree. And none of their heroes are like severely underfarmed except for Kuroki, but he has still been surviving his Nyx ganks, even without any items.
Yeah, the stolen Carapace helped him there, and it's Rubik's such a good support to punish that. We'll see a smoke gank from Mouz. They really want to make something happen. They'll actually be dispelled by Puppy, who's currently sandstorming creeps, so he'll steal his creeps on the way out. He'll kill them off, and he'll escape. And meanwhile, it's Alex. Just wandering around the jungle. Koikfa wants to initiate here upon Havost. But the tier 1 is online. Blink Dagger's now up for Funnick. 13-minute Blink Arcanes, and they don't even have a tower. That's a really fast Blink Arcane for Funnick.
And that's a sacrifice that they had to deal with when they just choose to put Fury on the jungle instead of a stronger offlaner like Darkseer or something like that. I believe he was still available for the first pick, but this is where some of the drafting comes to play. But Magnus, yeah, he's going to be a beast with those sort of items this early into the game.
Dandy is pushing bottom. He's got Kuroki in tow, but little do they know, at least I think little do they know, that there's a Wild Havost here too. 4 heroes bottom, working on the tower. Prophet ult will bounce through, but I don't think it's actually enough damage to stop this for the moment. And The thing is, like you said, Mouz doesn't have an initiator. They have a Nyx, I suppose, but not a reliable one at that against heroes like Lifestealer, I mean, as well as a Rubik who can just lift him and deal with him temporarily. They don't have a Mag who just jumps in and stuns everyone instantly, so it's going to be hard to defend these towers. Speaking of which, RP deployed just for Alex bottom lane. Now Burrow Straight comes through. They will get that support Alchemist, an expensive kill, but hey, a kill is a kill. And now they look at the tier 1 bottom.
And meanwhile, in middle, Nyx and Black actually pick off the Nyx. They were able to catch him without his rage, impale Mana Burn into his Spirit Lanes, finish him off quite quickly.
I think if I can get the tier 1 mid, I'll take that trade as Mouz, but I don't know if they'll be able to, whereas the tier 1 bottom, pretty much dead. There is a glyph on the side of Mouz, there is a glyph on the side of Na'Vi, so both glyphs will be used here. I think in the end, Na'Vi will get the tower, Mouz will not. Kuroki got to steals Impale, level 4 Impale at that, as though they needed more stuns. Jesus.
Oh boy.
Like,
yep. And they get the tower in bottom for free. And Funnick and Dendi are looking for more blood smoked up on bottom.
Yeah, the Blink Skewer isn't going to connect there. If it does, they probably go on Alex. He's very tanky in his Chemical Rage. You saw what they had to do to kill him. They had to Burrow Strike, RP, Skewer, a Shockwave on top of it, and then I think 1 or 2 more nukes that are escaping me now. It took a lot. That's really the point. So if they want to do it again without RP, I think it might be hard, but they did have Queen of Pain. Oh, in the end, they'll back off. And now Denny has to have something on the Courier. Yeah, Ogre Club for him, so heading for a BKB. And I love this, because once he gets it, what do Mouz do against him? They don't have anything that really deals with a BKB. Demonic Purge, that's alright. Not that great versus Queen of Pain, though.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to deal with it. Looks like Mouz wants to set up for an early Roshan, though. They have a Medallion pickup on Alchemist, and with that Acid Spray, too, he can go down very quickly.
Yeah, it's not even a max Acid Spray, but it's still 5 minus armor, plus another 6, minus 11 armor. Roche will drop in a matter of seconds. Trance can tank it. PL can bring it down relatively quickly with just decent base, more than decent damage, 120 already, and more than an attack per second. So we'll see if they go for it yet, but PL illusion.
I feel like if Na'Vi tries to pressure this T1, they'll just try and trade Roche for it. So Na'Vi actually smokes up and tries to rotate mid.
Yeah, maybe Mouz was probably hoping Na'Vi would go for that so they could get the better trade, like you said, but I'm not going to go for it in the end. They'll head towards mid. They'll look maybe for Alex. He's still Chemical Rage, not an easy kill. Funnick as well, Blink, Smoke, and RP online. I feel like if Na'Vi could just death ball down mid, they can easily take the tier 1. And there's... No, we'll see an engagement. Kuroki wandering around the enemy jungle all by his lonesome. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I'm not really sure why he was there by himself. And now they're looking for the trade. Havost, well, they'll see a Diffusal Blade already out. Black, he immediately comes to join the fight. They want to chase, but here comes the Funnick rotation. Look for the RP. He's coming in for the sidelines. Whoa, he actually RP'd before blinking. I think it might have been canceled by Acid Spray. I'm not sure, but something happened there.
Yeah, it was Acid Spray. Wow.
It looked like he was outside of it, but like outside of the visual animation, still inside of the area of effect. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad, because that was probably a 3-hero RP. Sheesh. Very deceptive.
I think the visual is a little bit smaller than the actual range. I fallen prey to that myself against the RP blink, or attempt to blink RP, and just totally whiff.
Yeah, I played a mag game the other day, and I mean, whether it was like the enemy Queen of Pain just throwing in an ultimate, and like right as I go to blink, it just clips me, or some sort of longer, or Clockwork Rocket's probably the most frustrating ability in the game. Doesn't matter. There's always something to try and cancel that blink dagger. In this game, it's the Acid Spray. Kind of fortuitous for Mouz, but with the RP down, maybe they feel emboldened to go for a relatively early Roche. Black has the teleport online again. Could come towards mid, and Na'Vi really, really intent on keeping the pressure up. But without RP, there's only so much they can really do.
Yeah, Black's farm is looking really good this game. He has Tranquil Boost, Diffusal, and Drums, and 1,300 gold with only 1 death 18 minutes into the game.
Many people call him the best carry player in the West, or at least the best farmer in the West, and Black is showing this game. If you leave him unchecked, he will easily get, 8-9 creeps a minute. No problem there, and maybe a bit less than that, but still, very, very strong farm, and Roche is definitely, it's easy for Mouz. They could do it probably in like 20 seconds or so if Black joins the fray, but especially with this medallion.
I really think they need this T1 tower down, though, so they can split push the lanes, force Na'Vi to back off a little bit, and it'll take them a very long time to TP and get there, especially with both T1s down in mid and bottom, but it is still sitting at 209 HP.
Yeah, it's still that standoff middle lane. Alex confidently farming. No points of Grievel's Greed yet. We'll see if he even goes for it. He normally maxes both of the nukes first and plays it as a true heart support Alchemist. And hey, it's a tanky heart support at that. Fine his farm here and there. Hasn't really died that much.
Stats instead of Grievel's Greed. True support.
Oh wait, did he actually take? Oh, he
No, that would be though. They're not supposed to get any gold.
Oh, that would be too much.
Radiant's middle tower
Although I
has been denied.
think, well, we'll see. Middle lane, just keeping the pressure on with this acid spray, and the tier 1 actually goes down mid. Now they will RP just for Alex, and he'll actually be caught out. Yeah, he'll die. Well, they RP just for Alex. I think when he comes back, Mouse say the tier 1 is down for Na'Vi. Maybe, well, Na'Vi wants to Rosh. They want to go Rosh now. There's no acid spray to fight it. No, just kidding. They're going to use the Rosh as an easy access path up onto the high ground. Habosta's here. Otzi now tries to purge him, but the damage is already done. A hasted Koikfa just runs all around. Not really sure what to do with himself. In the end, he'll skitter. He'll skedaddle, but he will die. And then the Nyx will be forced back, so... Na'Vi, they get an RP on 1, but now they can push the tower.
Yeah, nice preemptive dust by Puppey there.
Meanwhile, the trade for Mouse. Sure, they're giving up a tier 1. Sure, they give up a kill on their Alchemist as well, their Shadow Demon. But Black is going to be continue to farm. He now has a bunch of more gold, I imagine. Yeah, Yasher picked up. He's actually dropped his Quelling Blade. Na'Vi didn't take Rosh. Something that Mouse may be looking at now as soon as they push out this middle lane.
Yep, RP will... it's 50 seconds though after using on that solo Alchemist. They could probably sneak it in right now, but it is very risky. And Mouse would have to, or Black would have to TP there right about now. But they're still letting this Roshan stand.
I love
Na'Vi looking for another Roshan or a Dendi bomb. Yeah,
I love this. Jenny's just like patrolling the Roshan area. Now he'll jump in. He'll look to go in Koikfa with a rage. There won't be any easy way out for Koikfa. The dust is there. Another key kill. Na'Vi, every time that you think, alright, now's the moment where Mouse is going to push out the lanes and go Roche, then they die. And now another way to help them die. It'll be a Blink Dagger for Puppey. Picks that one up. And he's level 11 too. Suddenly, the team fight for Na'Vi looking pretty filthy. Blink Bombs for 2 heroes. RP, level 2 Epicenter, whatever Kuroki can steal. No way Mouse takes a Clash anymore. Just no freaking way. If they do, I'll eat my hat.
Nyx has not been as effective as he was the last game. The support's not really dying. Only 1 death from Kuroki. Oh, we see an RP.
Meanwhile, yeah, well, this one I completely agree with. If they kill him, but there's no detection. So in that case, well, it's a huge blunder. Now Kuroki's gonna die. He dies to the Shadow Poison. That's what takes him down. And now the Purge on Havos. Na'Vi, what a great moment to push it was. And then they give up 2 kills. They blow their RP. And if Mouse don't go Roche now, I mean, at least they're gonna push all the lanes out. They're still chasing. They want some more, but Funnick will blink away successfully. Didn't have the detection there. In fact, actually, Dendi had dust. I think Dendi was there. I'm not sure what was going on. Maybe some miscommunication.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't really have anyone there for the fight, like a Blink Epi or Queen of Pain Scream. They just didn't have their full force there. I'm pretty sure they can take a team fight, but...
Yeah, I still get them the team fight edge. It's just... Every time you give Mouse a fight like that, that's a couple of minutes where they can just do whatever they want. Farm, push, and get closer and closer to having the map control for Roche.
And knowing Black, you know it's more farm.
Yeah, who am I kidding? Farm? He can farm some more, or he can farm some more, or maybe he'll just go back and, you know, kill some creeps. That's the other
Very
outcome.
close to Manta style, though.
It's getting scary.
It's getting scary indeed.
He doesn't have Empower this game, though, but they do have a Shadow Demon, which in some ways is your additional late game. And even something like a Medallion, the Acid Spray, that'll help him hit harder. I think Empower is what I'd prefer to have, all things considered, but potentially 2 PL armies, potentially some extra physical damage. I wouldn't snooze on Mouse if this goes late.
And Furion's actually picked up some items too. He has Midas Shadow Blade from a little bit of shaky start because of the Observer Ward in his neutral spot. But Nyx actually very poor. Arcane Boots. It looks like he's going for a Dagon. Maybe a Force.
I don't understand why he's not getting a Blink Dagger. Who else is going to start the fights for this team?
Yeah, I definitely think he needs a Blink Dagger. Especially versus like a Nyx who can rage, Rubik has his aura, and Quap is going to have BKB. The Dagon I don't think is going to be very useful. Force might be useful too, and it's easier to build up since he's been dying quite a bit.
Yeah, it definitely could be a Force staff, so before we lambaste him for this item choice, let's see what it actually is. Then we'll lambaste him if it's a Dagon. But a Yule Scepter, I guess, could be an option. It's not bad if Mag jumps in, but yeah, probably a Force Staff, I would think, and would be the one you want to go for. And Havost, he's going to work on the tower mid. Just chop.
Black has completed his Manta style.
He's not finished farming yet, though. This ain't no anti-mage. You need more after that. Let's see how much more he does need. They're Puppey aggressively posturing up. We'll see an Infest Bomb now from Dendi. BKB complete. He'll jump in. Jumps on the top of a disruption. There's your turnaround. Potentially Koikfa gonna fall. Now Black mans up and he's manning up into a BKB Queen of Pain. And now Alex gonna stun himself because he was lifted up in the air. He's gonna drop pretty quickly. Havost will be the first one to fall. RP still not used yet. He'll catch two. Now the stun that was stolen by Kuroki thrown through right before he dies. Big AoE. Big team fight. Na'Vi just overwhelming Mouse and Alex on the run. And it looks like in the end, Black will barely survive. No, he goes back in first, Dendi. He mans up first, Dendi, and he kills Dendi. What a play. What a big play. I think he thought Dendi was going to kill him with a Blink Scream, but so he's like, screw it. I'm manning up here, and it worked. It worked. So when it's all said and done, was it a 3 for 3, I want to say?
Nyx died. Yeah, 3 for 3, indeed.
Wow. I mean, tier 2 standing as well. Call it a win for Mouse, if anything. Plus, the PL never died. Well,
yeah, they tried to dump everything they had into him. He got RP, Epicenter, Burrow Strike, like just everything, and he still managed to live.
Yeah, you can't underestimate Phantom Edge. This spell actually gives you as he pops the Drum Charge to jungle. Okay.
Wow.
Never seen.
Gotta get that farm on.
Yeah, gotta get those creeps. But it gives him insane magic resistance. Plus 20, plus your innate magic resistance. Not quite as hard to kill with spells as an anti-mage, but pretty fearsome at that.
Yeah.
And we saw it there.
Popping Drum Charge in team fights. Use it on neutrals.
Yeah, that was his first Drum Charge. That's the best part. He didn't use it in the team fight, but he drops it now to jungle. Oh, I love Black. I think he's a fantastic player and a fantastic farmer, but it's funny that he's sort of proving some of the stereotypes about him. Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe a tiny grain of truth to them anyway.
So Medallion picked up around 10 minutes ago, but Roshan is still alive and kicking. Not even taken down one time this game by Mouse.
Yeah, nor even attempted by Na'Vi, who have decent physical damage of their own with Empower, with Lifestealer. And now that Nature's Prophet Posse picks up an Orchid. And my big question is, no oh, Funnick, he's not... I was going to ask earlier, do you think he'll go BKB? But he actually goes Oblivion Staff, so a silence on him or on Puppey could be huge. Even Havost, potentially. Dendi won't care because he's got BKB, and here comes the push mid.
But meanwhile, Black is going to try and pressure... Oh,
Alex gets caught by a Blink Burrow Strike. Dendi, look at the Mana Bird! The damage on that freaking Mana Bird! Now he's stunned. He'll pop his Invis Rune. I think he'll be okay. He's going to drop really low to the Shadow Poison. When it's all said and done, nobody actually dying except for our backline Rubik, who gets picked up by Paz. Mouse are just finding these chaotic fights, and it seems like they might even be winning them as Havost will try to man-fight his way out, but Black is here, the mech keeping Koikva alive. What a disruption! Is it enough? Is it enough? That's the question. A skewer RP brings Black about to half HP. Koikva, Havost is low. Havost will go down in a matter of seconds. Phantom Lancer just overwhelming Navi's defenses. Puppey to fall. That's Roche. That's 4 heroes dead. They still haven't gotten the damn tier 2. RP's on cooldown. Another really disastrous fight for Na'Vi. Merlini, what went wrong there?
Wow, they just didn't have enough damage. They didn't have enough damage to kill the PL this fight, and now that he survived that fight, they can't kill him. And then all those juxtaposed illusions just took down Havost without rage in a matter of seconds.
The last time that I remember casting Mouse versus Na'Vi, it was Na'Vi right after they had their new roster, I believe. Havost actually went Battle Fury Midas Sven to try and outcarry the PL late game. And as you can imagine, it didn't quite work out the way he'd planned. Another game where it seems like the Black Phantom Lancer just might be the bane of Na'Vi's existence. You could take away his Magnus, you could take away some of the other heroes surrounding him. For whatever reason, this hero, in Black's hands, just seems to give Na'Vi fits, and although Mouse has not won the game, they're probably getting Roche off of that. There's no way Na'Vi can really contest this. And I'm not sure that I favor Na'Vi late game anymore. I feel like they could have taken this late, but needed the map control and the big farming advantage to do it, and right now we're not seeing any kind of advantage for them.
Yeah, they've had a couple of very good Nyx bumps, but other than that, they haven't had too many good opportunities and haven't found any openings versus Mouse. Black is just having the time of his life, free farming top lane and neutrals, and now with Aegis and a Reaver and Diffusal 2. I mean, this game is looking really good for Black right now.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty happy. He's now got, like you said, just look at that inventory. I mean, if you like items, just take a look at that inventory and smack your lips together, because that's a pretty solid amount of farm. Top lane, Funnick gets solo killed by Paz. Didn't even use his ultimate for that. I guess Funnick was maybe just a little bit low. And with no BKB now, I'm not sure he'll be able to farm it, because without it, it's just not safe for him to go farming. Mid tower will drop. The Sprout there trying to protect the tower, trying to slow it down. It won't be enough. Black is just going to breach the base now, at least force a teleport reaction. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're finding kills. They're finding kills everywhere. And it's now Havo surrounded by an army of Black's illusions. As soon as this rage wears off, if he doesn't infest, he's so dead. No, maybe not. There's a great Sprout. Kuroki keeping him alive, trying to be a hero. Epicenter not hitting Black at all. And now on to Puppey. Black gonna Manta right out of open woods. Now Havo's dying quickly to the illusions. In comes Dendi. Looks for the kill, but gets silenced immediately by Pos, who's just sticking to him like butter to a hot pan. And now Black on to Puppey. Buyback City coming out. First from our Lifestealer, and now it's just Black. It's too much. It's too much Phantom Lancer. It's too much farm, and it's too much Mouse Sports. They are going to be your Group A champions. Na'Vi, I really thought they were in a great position this game, but Mouse, there's your RP. It looks good, but it just feels too late, Merlini, and they already called GG anyway. They're going to start disconnecting. Mouse Sports have taken the series. They will be one of your top 4 seeds heading into the playoffs for the We Play Dota 2 League.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you don't aggressive triple lane versus a Phantom Lane. If you give him free farm, Black will just have his way. And lo and behold, 30-minute game with PL.
Black Phantom Lancer seems to work. I'm a little more convinced about this than I am about the Morphling. Mouse keeps on picking the Morphling. They've won some games with it. I'm not feeling it, but this Phantom Lancer I can get behind. As boring as it might be for some of the viewers who hate the hero, I'm sure the chat is all Cancer Lancer, you know, Phantom
Support
Cancer.
Alchemist too.
Yeah.
You can't underrate him.
I actually think that's the coolest thing I've seen in a long time, is the way Mouse uses it. Because they have a very clear plan with it. It's always, I think it's best with the Shadow Demon and get the early Medallion. It's normally at the dire side. They try to get Roshan quickly, get the mech so that he's not quite as squishy, and he brings a lot to the fights. Plus, he's really hard to kill.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Very, very novel by them.
They've used it a lot. I mean, if you haven't seen this before, guys, this is like the 5th or 6th time I've seen Mouse do it. And I'm sure they've done it in other leagues as well. So, something they've practiced a lot, something they're experienced with. Mouse Sports are going to be your Group A champions. As for Na'Vi, they're not done yet. They have one more best of 3 coming up. They must win this one. It'll be against the winner of 4FC versus Arctic, and that's actually going to be over on our other stream. It's going to be on twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit 2. On this stream, we're moving over to our full coverage of the LAN at RIT at Rochester. Gods, Luminous, B-Balling, Mott, Eternal Envy, and a few others will be providing the panel there, and some great and up-and-coming NA Dota players and teams. Probably some people that you play a lot with in IXDL, Merlini. Going to be at that event. So that'll be over here on this stream, guys. As for the final match of WePlay.tv Dota 2 League, it'll be on twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit 2, and Blaze will be casting that one. So Merlini, thank you very much for joining me. I understand you do have to go now, sadly, but any shout-outs, any closing words of wisdom or plugs or things you want to say to the people out there before we let you run?
Just, if you like me, follow me on twitch.tv/MerliniDota. I stream all the time, and I also have all the other good social media connections, everything /MerliniDota, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and thanks LD for having me. It was a blast.
Yeah, it's always fun, and the teams, they really delivered some great games here. But guys, the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League is not done yet. Big shout out to Logitech, Inno3D, as well as Western Digital for supporting, sponsoring this event. We have one more match coming up. It's going to be Na'Vi versus the winner of Arctic versus 4FC, which I think has already ended. I'm not 100% sure, but head on over right now to twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit 2. That's the number 2, not the word, if you want to watch it. That match will be coming up next. As for this stream, it'll be going offline shortly, and then the stream from RIT will be coming up from Rochester in just a few moments with that NA Dota LAN. So look forward to that. Thank you all for joining me for the cast. I'll see you all later. It's LD and Merlini, signing off.